And we're going to strictly talk with them about the cooking party or the in-home experience. We hear that word a lot, right? Experience. You hear it everywhere you go. So I wanted them to just share with you. We're not going to do a question style, but I'm just going to pass the mic and let them share with you about their cooking party. But before we start, okay, I just wanted to share with you. So we have Frial. She has been with Pampered Chef 26 and a half years. Yeah. This is huge, right? $3.4 million in sales. She's done a few shows. It says she's nearing her 5,000th show. So, yes, make sure you have your notebooks out for all this, right? Take notes from these two. She is a 4-time Circle of Honor achiever. And her proudest moment is she is a Legacy Award achiever. So, awesome. Then we have Cora Yarnell. Cora has just celebrated, or she will be celebrating this week, 14 years with Pampered Chef. And Cora shared a lot, but some of the things I wanted to point out, and that's all good. She has achieved the President's Founder Award 3 years, and she sold $1 million within 10 years of business. So that's awesome. Both ladies have earned tons of trips. We're going to open this up at the end of this panel for you to ask them some questions, okay? So for those, can I just see by a raise of hands, who here is rolling old school and doing cooking parties? In-home experience, okay. So like I said, I'm going to open this up and let each of the gals talk a little bit about how they handle their cooking parties. You know, what do we know about Pampered Chef? It's all about what? Building relationships, right? So make sure you have your pens and notebooks handy. These ladies have a lot of experience and a lot to share today, okay? Anybody want, Corey, you want to start? Okay. You can. Okay, now they're going to fight. Okay.
When Cora and I got asked by Shelly, we got this email and we both go, okay, we have no idea what she's talking about. So she asked us these questions, but then in parentheses, but don't talk about this. Then she asked another question, but don't talk about this. And then we finally called her up going, what? So basically, after we talked to her, she wanted us to explain, not so much like, how do you build a show experience, but, not about hostess coaching, which I'm like, that's when for me, that's when the show starts, when I'm, coaching my hostess. But what one of the other questions was, do you remember? Because I thought Shelly was going to ask us the questions, and then we were ready to go off on that. Do you still have the questions you sent us?
I don't have them handy.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about the experience. Because a lot of people, like Laura made it very clear that when she was doing her show, a lot of it wasn't even, and even like Lori and Terry did the same thing. It's like you're building a relationship first. And if you're not doing that, you're really assuming, okay, I'm going to sell to these people and never see them again. Because if you want, you don't do 5,000 plus shows, okay, and sell, a couple of $1 million worth of stuff because you're lucky enough to get a new customer every single day. Half of my calendar, and I'm sure Cora is the same way, is repeat business. So that all starts with the relationship you're building with that host. And the customers, the minute they walk into the show, okay? So the one thing and you guys have heard me, if you've ever heard me speak in all the years that I've been speaking on this, I never wear my apron at a show, ever, okay? It does not go on until the minute I'm gonna handle food, okay? Because I don't want them to know me as a consultant. I want them to know me as a wife, a mother, a fellow golfer, whatever it is, okay? Yes, I know, you're shocked. I love golf. We're addicted to golf.
Me either.
She golfs. It's a confession.
Why? What a minute! Forgive me, Father, for I have golfed. What? Not like I murdered somebody, for God's sake. But the thing of it is, though, I'm the one that answers the door at the show. Because I want to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Friel. Welcome. Nikki. She's in the kitchen. How do you know Nikki? They don't realize I'm the consultant. Okay, and I think Cora does the same thing, right? You want to get to know your customers. Why are they there? How was your day? No one ever asked them that. Their kids sure don't. So, so that's something you want to really start you're doing. Because, I mean, a lot of time you're running in late and you're sort of trying to, go around. Like Laura said, too, when Cora and I do this, we don't let them see us sweat. Meaning, I'm prepped, my display is up. I am not going to let them see me setting up a display. I mean, the hostess can, as you know, you've been to my show, but the guests, no, everything is perfect. And I'm just sitting, visiting with them until the hostess finally says to me, you want to get up? Oh, I'm sorry. They go, oh my God, you're the consultant. Yeah. Because they got to know me. So they already liked me before the show started. And then when the show starts, they give up. So first do that. Build a relationship with them as they're coming in the door. Don't put your apron on, because that's your uniform. Okay? Put it on right when you're about to start handling the food. Okay? Because you want them to relate to you. So like you're sharing your story with them, let them see you. Don't put that barrier up. Okay? Until you're actually in consultant mode. Okay? And that's when you're going to start handling the first bit of food. Okay? And then greet your guests. Get to know their name. Or try and memorize at least 4 or 5 people's names, and they think you know all of them. Okay? It's not hard to remember 4 people's names. You gotta remember the first 4 that come in, or somebody with a unique name. Because if I can say, like, hey, Nikki, you were telling me when you came in, she's going to automatically, because nothing is sweeter to any person's ear, this is a true study, than the voice, the name of their children or the name of their own name. That's the sweetest sound anybody can hear. Like, how many of you got it? Like, you've got a daughter named Madison. You hear, oh, I have a Madison. Or, like my mother never said, oh, I have a Frail.
They never said a Cora either. It was either a grandma or an aunt, and I'd say, and is she dead? And they'd say, yep. But now there's baby Coras, so maybe there'll be a baby Frail. Or cats. Cats, right, cats. I guess what my number one thing is fun. I mean, I want to do fun. I'll do stupid, crazy things, whatever it takes. Because if they have had fun, and like Laura was saying, if they were all talking and not paying attention to me, I really don't care. Because they leave the show saying, oh my gosh, I had so much fun. And what I'm saying isn't even more, may not even be part of it. But they think I'm part of it, and that's all I care. But thank you. Yes. So, and then when I was my first year at conference, they said if you have a bad attitude, and you kind of approach it, but they said when you get to the show, put your bad attitude in the flower pot at the door. And I've literally cried on the way to shows in just different life situations. And as soon as I got there, it was like I could go in and I could be a part of them. And I could relieve. So if you're going through a hard time, that is the best time to have shows. Don't say, I'm going through a hard time, I can't do this. Because those people can become your best friends. Yep. So I walk in like they're going to be my best friends. These are my new best friends. And I listen to these families talking, and they're getting gifts for each other. Those are huge things. And so I just want to be a part of them. So I just want to do whatever it takes for them to have fun and to get them more involved. The more they are involved and they're talking about a product and they're telling what they use that product for, the more they're a part of that experience.
And, and you've been hearing the company saying a lot lately, that word, experience. And that experience could be applied to anything you're doing with this business. So experience could be longevity, okay? So you're talking 14 years, so between us, or if we have 40 years worth of experience in this. So we do a pretty good job. But if any of you thought watching Laura's show that that's not a normal show, that is more of a normal show for people than a show that goes super, as if we're taping it for somebody, because that's not realistic. I mean, how many times have you, done it and the hostess never turned on her oven, okay? Because you assume, okay, you said turn on the oven, she got to turn on her oven. No. Okay, or you assume she had an oven. No. I mean, how many of you have had I call it the hostess dash, where she's running across the yard to her neighbors, can I use your stove? And the neighbor wasn't invited to the party, okay? So, the thing of it is, though, experience comes with doing things over and over again. When you get really good at doing something, then you need to change it, because you can't get comfortable. Because if you're going to stay doing this business for a very, very long time, you've always got to mix things up. You got to create new experiences. Now, I say that, and anyone who knows me knows I'm full of shit, okay? Because I may change the name of my show, I may change the recipes of my show, it's still the same show, okay? Because I know how to do a good show. What do I want to leave them with? What is the experience? Like Cora said, I want them to have such a good time that whenever they hear Pampered Chef again, they see this mug. Okay? That's why I get hate mail, but it's all right. Okay, I pay for a lot of people's therapy. But no, seriously though, don't you want them, like how many of you have ever had, okay, this happens to me all the time. People will go, they have all these fairs going all over all over this time of the year, right? There's always a vendor fair. There's always like a festival or something going on. Have you ever had anybody call you and say, oh, I was at this fair and there was a Pampered Chef lady there, but I told her that you're my Pampered Chef lady, right? Now, how many of you have been that consultant behind that table and had somebody say, oh no, Friel's my consultant, right? I get that all the time because, one, I've been around a very long time, but two, I build relationships. I give them memories. I give them experiences of what a great time we had. I give them, like, the time the lava cake blew up. I mean, they still talk about it. The time I did a show where the male stripper showed up because the hostess thought it would be a hoot. Swear, no, that was experience.
Well, I haven't had that.
You can't top that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I did my own dishes and my own laundry on the way home because the guy was a little creepy. I'm sorry. A male stripper should not be named Ed. Ed. Ed the male stripper because the hostess was, I wanted everybody to come because you told me you like to have 40 people. I'm like, no, I told you to invite 40. She had 40 people. And her 94-year-old grandmother, who was in the middle of January, was out on the back deck because there was a male stripper at her granddaughter's house. Okay, but anyways, Ed, okay, at aside, that was an experience. They still talk about it because I'm still doing shows for this group of people, and this happened 15 years ago. It's still, huh? No, I do it now myself. Yeah, so
I don't do that either.
So when you're building an experience, you're branding yourself in their minds and in their hearts. This is something you really have to understand when you're doing this. You're not going to be here as long as I've been, Sue's been, Marie's been. We've been here ages. I mean, we've seen the company go through everything. All right, but we're still here. Why? We love the company. We give them, we provide the information. We're providing a beautiful product. We're giving them an experience. We're giving them a moment in time where they're not thinking about their lives. Like Cora just said, I mean, we've all gone through, a lot in our lives, but the minute we step in that door, we're on, we're performing. Now, how many of you noticed what Laura said when she was saying at the beginning, before she started, like, God, you're being awfully serious. I am dead serious when I'm doing before my show. And my host will say to me, you're gonna be funny, right? I'm like, is there anybody else here right now? No, I'm busy. Because I'm getting everything ready. I always feel like I'm an actress going on stage. But before the show, I need everything to be perfect. I do not like surprises. I truly do not like surprises. Okay, so I want to know. So the thing of it is, though, yeah, you're serious about what you do, but I take myself very lightly. And you'll agree with that, right? Don't nod, say something.
Yes. I never had the stripper either. The other thing is, when you're building a relationship with somebody that will be lifetime, and will be lifetime. And then there's also I'll give this credit to Lisa Noto, the guilt letter, the thank you letter that you send to them, and that's amazing. That and I've had it on a card, I've had it on a letter, and I've gone to their house and they've had it on the refrigerator. They will, in those days it was earning Disney, so it was a Disney thank you, and so that endears them to you. And just spending time with them, wanting to know about them. So what you want to do is you want to take your personality. Obviously, mine is different from everybody else. Wow! And I do that at a show. Let's see yours. But you take your God-given talent and you endear people to you, because everybody. You want to book a show with me?
I'm going to give you medication.
Yeah, well, that could be too. But it's just that whatever your personality is can be used for your benefit and for the benefit for the experience of it. So whatever it is, if it's a little bit of shy, you know, it's okay, do it scared. You can do something that maybe you didn't think you could do, you can do it. And so, but if you want to be a little shy, but you still want to be kind and nice, you know, because we've all been there where they've had a mean, oh, I didn't mean to see you, but. A mean Pampered Chef lady. I didn't see it. I was just. I'll give you my example. I went to a show. It wasn't you. I went to a show. I went to a show, and they said, "Oh, you're not the mean Pampered Chef lady." And I said, "Oh, I hope not. I didn't mean to be." And it was somebody that they had all had. The lady wouldn't let them cancel. They had to do the date that they said, no matter what happened. And I said, "Oh no, I don't want to be the mean lady." So it's just, you really do have to bring your personality, and you really have to endear yourself to people. Think of 4 questions that you could always ask your host. Don't go to the host prepping and not communicate with your host. Ask her how long she's been here. Where is she from? Is she really from here, or has she been somewhere else? Or, you know, how long have you had this house? I mean, there's so many different questions that you can ask them. People love to talk about themselves. Don't be the guy talking about yourself. They really don't want to hear about us. They want to hear, because that's our showtime, but they want you to know them. And the best place to know them is to ask them the questions.
You have to build that. This is where it goes back to, you know, first of all, do you. Okay, you have to do you. Back in the day at National Conference, they always had some of the top performers doing live kitchen shows. And I really do wish they'd bring them back, to be honest with you, because they're a good training experience. But anyways, I would come in and I would say, "Are you sure you want me to be the one doing the show? Because I'm going to do me." And they're like, "Yeah, but could you tone it down a little bit?" I'm like, "Well, then the answer to that is put me somewhere else, because I've got to do me." And you have to do you. But the one thing you never, ever, ever want to forget is you are invited into somebody's home. They have hired you for the evening. You are here to make money, you are here to make a living, and you are here to reward that hostess. But you are basically, in all honesty, we never want to look at ourselves like this, but we have been hired. So picture yourself as a caterer. You're coming in to do a job, and the job needs to be done well. All right, so what do I mean by doing that job well? You've got to be respectful, like you said. You've got to be considerate. This is your house. It's their damn cat, okay? It is their child that is running around grabbing a knife and going, "Wee, mommy, I want to," you know, it's like, "Give me that knife, seriously, dude." Okay, you know, the thing of it is that you've got to do it all with a smile on your face. You've got to be very respectful. If you can't find something nice to say, make up something, okay? I mean, we've all walked into shows and we've seen this house and you're going, "Oh my," okay? And then the woman tells you, "Oh, I've been cleaning for a week," and you're like, "What did it look like before?" Right? We all have, correct? But what do? We find something, "Oh my God, is that a Hummel? It's gorgeous." Christmas tree shop a buck. I don't care, okay? But you have to find something to really compliment, because you're grateful to be there, because you're going to make money. You're going to be able to buy groceries this week. All right, that's how I look at it. This is how I'm paying for my kids' college tuition. This is how I'm supporting my mortgage. This is how I'm traveling every year without having, you know, so this is my job. So you have to build that relationship, and you have to be grateful. You have to be polite. You have to be civil. You have to look clean. Okay, please. I went to do some, you know, and I see some of these consultants. I'm like, really, do you own a mirror? Did you actually leave your house thinking that you looked good? Now, do I say that to that person? No. I will talk about them behind their back. No, I'm only kidding. But no, seriously, always look like you're ready to do business. When I train my new girls, okay, and guys, I tell them, I want you always to wear to a show what you would wear to church. So if you're willing to wear that to church, then okay, wear it to your show. Have a show uniform. I mean, for years, I would have certain outfits that I would wear spring, summer, winter, fall. Okay? And those are what I wore to shows. All right? But the thing about it is, the reason it sounds really silly, why is she telling me what to wear? Because you're making that impression. So who are they going to book with? Somebody that's put together. I don't care how large or small you are. You can always look good. You can always look presentable. You can always look like you're proud to be standing there wearing that apron and behind that table. Okay, so this is really important stuff. I know it sounds really trivial, like, why is she talking to me about this? Because if you don't make that great first impression, they're not inviting you back. And no one sitting in that room is going to book you unless they feel, well, I really want the products, and I guess she's the only consultant. They don't know there's thousands of us out there. But they're not doing it because they're dying to have you in their home. They want you because you're having a good time, that you created a need and desire for that product, right? That's the whole thing. You have to know your products. Like, don't be like a gray spot and not know what things are called. That is not a good thing. Things are not called a thing, a hinga, do a hinga, no. Okay? That's just me when I talk really fast. All right? But no, seriously, that is going to come in the show. But you're building that relationship first. You want them laughing. If they're laughing, they're having a good time. Okay? I don't care if they're laughing at me. I think they're more likely laughing with me because I'm not as wild and over the top. But I'm pretty funny at my shows. They love me. And, April just went to one of my shows, and she'll tell you, I make myself totally relatable. I'll share things with them that I don't, hey, want to know something? Let me tell you. And I don't care. I mean, all within good taste. But I do me. I've got the mouth of a longshoreman. I don't drop the F-bomb, but I don't mind saying damn and, son of a witch, a pig, and a cow, okay? And then I go, oh, I'm going to give that up. It's going to say son of a bitch. It's fine. But I say it so fast they don't even understand what I'm saying, so it's fine. But no, you have to do you. So now let's say you saw Laura's show, and she did a hell of a show, and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to become Laura Polito now. You can't. You can't. Laura can't do me. I can't do Laura. Okay, the thing of it is, though, you have to do you. Take lines. Take a tip. Oh, I like how she did that. But make it you. Talk to Lori Gilbert. Talk to Terry, the virtual queens. Talk to anybody who does virtuals. Even in the virtuals, you have to do you. You cannot copy, and I'm learning this the hard way because when I first started doing virtuals, I had friends that were nice enough to share their outline with me, and I didn't change anything. Not even the show link, the name of the host. So I would get a call, Charisse would call saying, Freyal, thank you for the business, but you may want to put the name of your hostess in there and maybe your website. Okay. And I'm like, oh, son of a gun. I'm like going, damn it. And so I've improved. But the one thing that I never did. Well, you mean you didn't change it for me? What good are you? How is that helping me? Yeah. But she would. She'd call me all the time. I mean, even, I remember with Laura, somebody said, okay, you spelled the word ass wrong. How do you spell ass? Oh, one too many S's. Okay, who knew? But anyways, so the thing of it is, though, you have to do you, whether you're doing it virtual or whether you're doing it live. Take the information, though. Take the tips. But like Vanessa said, you have to sound as crap crazy as this one is, if that's who you are. So I'm imagining in her virtual, she's probably that whack of a job. Okay? I don't know what she's on, but I'm not sure I want it. Okay? But am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
I do. Yeah. You want me to scream again? No.
No, do we have any questions? We wanted to leave just a few minutes. Anybody have
Ask us
questions?
something specific because we went way off tangent.
Surprise, surprise.
And then we went totally off tangent, but that's okay.
Right.
The
Anybody
real
have a
stuff
question
comes
about the
out.
cooking party?
Marie, yeah.
Well, just, I feel very strongly about the added value to your experience. And Furiel, with you being culinary trained, I think one of the things I've always admired is that it seems seamless. You're rolling out a dough, but you're telling them why they want to bake on stove. You're using a piece of cookware, but you're telling them why that cookware is different than what they can get at the market. And so I don't know if you want to each just speak on that for just
Yeah,
a
I will
second.
because thank you, because that's one thing, you've known me for my whole entire career, okay? I pride myself on nothing more than my product knowledge and my culinary knowledge. Now, do you have to be a master chef? I mean, I was classically trained. No, you do not. You can all read. Seriously, you can all read. Do you know how many books are out there on great kitchen tips, kitchen hacks? Why do you need to rest your pizza dough before you roll it out? Why is it better to bake on a piece of stoneware than in a metal sheet pan? These things, there's books that tell you this. So the thing of it is, though, if you can challenge yourself to every week, learn, Google. I swear to God, a chef's best friend. Google, how do I pick the right head of garlic? Okay, is it true? Is there a difference between a male bell pepper and a female bell pepper? All right, and I know this sounds really silly, but people crack up at the show when you say, we have a male pepper here? You know why? We have a male pepper here? Because a male pepper can't stand up. It's true. A male pepper has 3 lobes, do the math. Okay, and a female pepper has 4. So a female pepper, that's the ones you want to use for a stuffed pepper because they will sit nicely in your cookware, your pans. But the male peppers, you want to use those for fajitas and sausage and peppers because they're not, unless you cut off the bottom, they can't stand up straight. Okay, so I know it's an extra lobe. Never mind, okay. But they laugh at the show. But why, like you said, why stoneware over metal? Stoneware absorbs moisture. You're going to get a much more even bake and even structure in your dough. Why relax the pizza dough? How many of you tried to roll out a pie crust or a pizza dough and you end up, you want to make a pizza for 12, become a single serving pizza going into the kid-sized stone because you didn't relax the gluten, okay? Like Laura was saying, she's lucky where she is. You can run into a pizza parlor and get a fresh pizza dough. No, where we are, they're in the bag at the grocery store. Okay, but I prefer that to really anything else, but all I have to do is the minute I get there, the hour before, that pizza dough is sitting on the counter, part of my hostess coaching, I'm coming at 6, please have the pizza dough at 5 o'clock on your counter, and I have her cell phone. I text her to remind her. Okay, and then the very first thing I do, I walk in, I find out where I'm working, I wash my hands, I start working on the dough and letting the gluten relax. Okay, meaning I shape it out, I go walk away for 20 minutes, come back, shape it out some more, another 20 minutes, the show is starting, and I've got a perfect pizza crust. So you don't have to worry about if they can't get to a pizzeria. But it's all these little, added value. I love that phrase. It's like, why our cookware? I've been a chef for 40 plus years. I know good cookware when I see it. How many of you just assume, oh, it's Pampered Chef cookware, it's the best on the market? It's one of the best. But if you don't have nothing to compare it to and you've done no other research, or even asked at your shows, who's got a set of cookware they absolutely love? Do you want to know, do you do this with cookware? Like I asked, how many of you have the same set of cookware as when you got married? And the hands go up. Then so the hands, I go, how long have you been married?
23 years.
You've been married 23 years, you've had the same set of cookware for 23 years, correct?
Some of the pieces.
Okay, let's say yes. And, right? Okay, how many of you are still driving the same car for 15 or 20 years? Do you know you're using your cookware more on a daily basis than you ever will your cookware? Okay, I mean your cookware, your car, you drive to work, you come home. Pretty much, right? During the week. You may go away on a trip or something, but you're using your cookware in multiple pieces more on a daily basis than you ever use your car. So you need to invest because things always change and improve. So how many of you loved our executive cookware? Why would we ever change it? Why? Why, dear God, why? Right? Okay? How many of you now have fallen in love with the new nonstick? Right? But it took us a while, me included. I was not a happy camper because it took away my all-purpose pot.
I know.
But what did they give me instead? They gave me the quick cooker. Oh no, the multi-pot, no.
Yeah. Okay. The tips on adding value are great because at a show they'll say, "Oh my goodness, Cora, I should have a notepad. Oh, I should have a notepad to write down all the tips." If you're like with the avocado, you give a tip on how to pick an avocado, how to pick a pineapple, why you pick it that way. Vanessa was just saying she does it. She teaches her daughter. They do a little thing at the grocery store. I love this. And she teaches her daughter how to pick a watermelon. Her daughter already knows. Now she plays along with her. And so she picks up people. Those tips are invaluable. Everybody loves them. Did I say pineapple?
No, you said people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. You gotta love her, don't you? But it's really true though. You need to, I mean, I get that too. We all do, like, oh my God, every time I come, I learn something. How many of you get that? Isn't that the greatest feeling when they say, oh my God, every single time I learn something? Isn't that the point of wanting them to come back?
Yes.
So buy a book. Like, there's a wonderful author out there. Last name is Bittman, Bittman. He's amazing. He's got all these books about the greatest tips in the kitchen, shortcuts in the kitchen, why you do certain things. Like, how many of you know my favorite tip, well, which I knew, but it's also in the books. How many of you know, how many of you have ever burned a tomato sauce? You made your red sauce, your gravy, and you burned it. or you knew you were burning it, you're going to create it stuck, right? How many of you just say, okay, well, I got to throw that out? Do you know how to salvage that? Huh? No, no, no. No, that's for salt. So if you burn a tomato sauce, for example, acid, it will negate any kind of smokiness or things. So you never, you take off the top. You leave the half of it at the bottom that's burnt, but remove the top because the smoke has not permeated through. Taste it first. If it has, then you're done. Taste it. The top is still good, but you know the bottom is burnt and stickiness. Remove the top half and take the juice of a lemon and add it to your sauce. That will negate any of the burnt smell. So you at least salvaged half of your pasta sauce. Now, how many of you have over added and you really salted something? This is a great tip. They all love it. You don't add more water or something to a soup or something. You only make, just take a large potato, peel it, throw it into the pot, let it simmer away until the potato's completely cooked, remove it. Potatoes and tomatoes always take away all the extra salt from a recipe. So if you're making a salad and you have a lot of tomatoes, you have to increase your salt content because the rest of the vegetables won't be salty enough because the tomatoes soak it away. Okay, so anytime you want to take away salt, just add a potato and then remove it. And that will take away any added salt. All right, it's all these little things that make you go, like, wow, she really knows what she's talking about. And all it is like you're doing your job. You're just trying to get a little more information. And I love it when they say every single time it's something new. Or how many of you play a game with yourself? We do this at team meetings. How many uses can you come up with for one product? Because I've told you this, every time you have a different use for a product, you're making it more and more affordable to that customer. So whereas $285 is gonna seem like I'd be stupid not to buy that, I need that. Okay, so every time you have a use for a product, try, like the scoop and spread, it's the best thing for avocados, okay? Like, so, it's not only for peanut butter jelly or, for avocados, that's awesome. Give it to the kids, throw it in your camper, throw it in your glove compartment if you're going on a picnic. I mean, so when you want to give them these different, I know it's a $12 item, but still, if 10 people buy that item, add it to their order, you just raise your party average up by $100. See what I'm saying? So you want to do that, make that a game for yourself. Like, how many different uses can I get for this one tool? Again, what did it say? Added value. Best thing Marie's ever said, added value. I'm making that product now more valuable to them. Any other questions?
Just a quick trick. You were saying about brainstorming uses for, like, all the different uses for a product. Somebody that I know of, she said whenever she gets in her car, she has a product in mind when she gets in her car, and while she's driving, she just thinks about it, everything she can about that product.
And then I challenge myself to how many I'm selling that night.
If you have, if you have use care, you just look it up before if you're not really familiar with that product, and just start repeating some of the stuff yourself.
And you know what it is? Alicia, right?
Yeah.
I know who you are. But isn't it right, though? That people are, I don't know what to say. Read the catalog. It's right there. Like if you're doing your own virtual outline and you can't describe, you don't know what to write about the product, read the catalog. It's right there. The catalog is very well written in their product descriptions. And then do you. What do you do with it? What does your family use it for? Okay, like if I was Laura and I was doing a virtual and I was going to do it the day on the quick cooker, I would tell the story of, that she just posted about Andrew and Angela sending them their first meal out of their quick cooker. And I would post that picture. Look what my son and my future daughter-in-law did their first time out with a quick cooker when they moved into their... I want a timeline. I'm saying if you're doing a virtual party, that should be the personal thing you add to the quick cooker. So now you're, I never thought about that for my kids. You know what I'm saying? You have to do you. But if you don't know the words, read the catalog. Okay? But what Elisa was saying, that is me. I will get into my car every night based on the menu that I'm doing at that show, and I will go over the products in my head that I'm going to be using, and then I challenge myself, okay, how many of this product? And it doesn't always have to be a power item. It doesn't have to be a power tool. Like I'll say, okay, I want to see how many of this I'm going to sell tonight, because I want to think up the new words for me to, to add. So it's a fun game. It's really, really cool if you hit that quota. Because if you don't challenge yourself every time and get to really know your products, you're not going to really move forward at the pace that you want to. Anybody else? Nothing? Okay, good.
Okay, thank you,